leaving. It's just really funny, like the way that builds, like just like sneaky under the radar. Probably my favorite thing. That like I didn't even pick up on that like totally the first time that I watched it. But every time I rewatch it, you just like it's such a funny show. It's such a good show. No, I'm not starting a Wizards podcast. This is my Wizards podcast. Maybe if they don't lose every game by 30, we can talk about the Wizards more. But they have to fire their coach first, which should have been done about a year ago. I've been talking about how bad of a coach he is since last year. And then, they made the playoffs. They beat the Bulls in the first round. They got coached out of winning the second round against the Pacers. They had all the talent. The Pacers, remember, they imploded. And they got out coached by an inferior team. We have such bad coaching, and it hasn't changed this year. It's just so bad. They piss me off so much because they have so much talent, and they've given up on the coach. He doesn't know how to rotate. I could do a Wizards podcast about how bad they are. They just have so much talent. That's why they're going to make the playoffs. Like John Wall is so fucking good, but man, Whitman just brings them down. He's a bad coach. Does Paul Heyman turn on Lesnar on Sunday? I don't know. I'm very confused what's going to happen at Mania. I've been trying to make predictions. It's really hard to do. It's like last year. It was pretty sure that Daniel Bryan was going to win. I don't know what's going to happen now. I think Lesnar retains though. I think since he re-signed, what's the point of giving him a ton of money if he's not going to be this unbeatable champion? It doesn't really make sense to me. Alright, people ask me this all the time. All the time. Matthew Skelly wants to know, can you give a recap of how I know Britt McHenry? I know Britt because last November, I think, I started in October of last year, something like that. I put her in MFK. And then she reached out to me on Twitter, and she DM'd me, and she said how nice I was, and how thoughtful it was that I put her... It's an MFK, though, which is why it's so funny. But she just thought she was a local, ABC7 news or sports girl. She wasn't on ESPN. No, Dave, after I MFK'd her, he, was like, oh, who's this Britt McHenry girl? He, tweeted at her and all this shit. And then a few months later, she's on ESPN. So that's how I got to know her. We live in the same city. We live 5-10 minutes away from each other. So we just hang out, go out to eat, drink, shit like that. She's a cool girl. And that's basically the whole story. I want her to come on. She'll come on eventually. I asked her today if she was busy, but she's out doing shit, so she'll come on eventually. That'll just be something that'll happen. Maybe not this week, hopefully next week though. So yeah, that'll be fun. And besides that, just glad, tomorrow's Thursday. Kind of a slow week. I mean, I guess basketball's tomorrow, but Caps didn't play all week. Wiz were on the West Coast getting blown out by 30 to Golden State. What you gonna do? Maryland bounced on Sunday by WVU, which wasn't cool. Melo's coming back though, which is the best news, that he's coming back. He's a stud. He's gonna be a first round pick eventually, but he's coming back. We're only losing Des Wells. I mean, it's hard to replace him, but Nickens is really, really good. Yeah, so got a few more minutes if anybody has any questions. By the way, I never blog without it. DraftKings, wearing their shirt today. I have to hit the bars with 4 other people, living or dead. Who do you got? That's from Lee. That's a tough question. It's asked a lot. I don't know. I'm going to have to think about that. Maybe I'll blog it. I have to really think about that. I can't think off the top of my head right now. It's a really good question, though. Let's see who's watching. Got to hold the phone up real close to me. Steve S. Simon, 94. What's going on? Just joined. Who else? Is that a girl? I thought a girl was watching. No, that's not a girl. Never mind. Andrew Crocker is in the house. Handsome Hank's in the house. Matthew Skelly's in the house. Pretty good crowd for a Wednesday. Saw Billy Joel at Nats Park last year. That was fun. I'd recommend going to see Billy Joel if he's coming around. Thanks, Andrew, for retweeting that I'm doing this. People who retweet it, you guys are good eggs. Oh, Bosox Tim wants to know how many dicks I suck. Well, Bosox Tim, I don't suck any dicks. The funny thing about Bosox Tim is he's obsessed with our site, like obsessed with it, but all he does all day is troll every single writer, and then he begs Charlie Wisco to follow him on Twitter, and then he starts shit on Reddit about how much he hates Charlie Wisco. That's what Bosox Tim does. Kind of a weird guy. I mean, to be that obsessed with people. But I guess that's his life. It's good shit. Sting vs. Taker next year. They're so old. I don't know if they could. They both need somebody else to carry the match. I don't know what would happen. I think they would just take naps like halfway through. So I don't think they can do it. WrestleMania is gonna be at like the Cowboys Stadium. What's it called? AT&T. Is that what it's called? So it's gonna be like huge, but it's gonna be like Cena versus Roman Reigns. Maybe The Rock is thrown in there. I think The Rock will probably be involved again next year. Yeah, I think The Rock will definitely. Oh, Stone Cold will definitely be involved because it's in Texas and he's. So basically, Mania might suck this year, but I think next year is gonna be really, really, really good. I'm trying to think what else. Pay heed with the retweet. Retweets are great. At Cam Rasher. I'm so blind I have to like sit up to see my laptop that's like 3 feet away from me. I need LASIK. If anybody can hook me up with some LASIK, that would be fantastic. Because I don't want to pay for it. Or I just need a big discount. I'll pay a little bit. But I need LASIK. That's like number one on my list of things to buy is LASIK. Let's see what else. But I'm not joking. Like, if somebody knows like a LASIK guy, I really need it. I'm blind. And like when I'm drunk at a bar and I'm trying to find like a friend, I can't do it. I just walk up to the wrong people. I'm just like squinting it. It's just I am so fucking blind. Hi 610. 610's been around Barstool for a very, very long time. Great guy. Dan with the retweet. Dan, thank you. I thought that was you in your picture. No, it's John Daly. Never mind. But thanks for retweeting that. Who do I have in KFC's TV March Madness? I didn't look at it today. I know he's at the Final Four. It's Costanza. Oh, wait. Did Michael Scott beat Costanza? I saw the tweets about that. And then Walter White. And I don't know who the fourth one was. I love Michael Scott. I love Walter White. I think my favorite character of all time is like Gus from Breaking Bad, but I'm sure like I know he wasn't like a top seed, but I think him and Ben and from the early days of Lost before Ben kind of like got kind of weird, two of my favorite characters. Also Daniel Faraday from Lost. I was a big Lost guy until it kind of fell off at the end. But there's some really like the first few seasons are just so good. Big Breaking Bad guy. Caught up on Better Call Saul last night. I was way behind. Watched like 4 episodes last night. Really good. It has so much potential. It's gonna be so good. Let's see what else. Yeah, Gus was bounced early. I know. I still think he's just like a great. He's not like a main character. It's why he wasn't a big top seed. But I just love his character a lot. I'm a big heel guy. I like the bad guy. Like in wrestling, I like the bad guy. I like the bad guys on television. I don't know why. They're just when you're so good at being bad, you become like a good guy, and that's how like I feel about a lot of them.